Hey everybody, welcome back. This, I believe, is my 13th interview and I am so excited. Lucky number 13 is going to be another amazing favorite human of mine that I would trust my life with. I would probably even go on perhaps some extra exciting adventures with them, with even, I don't even know, with any prompting at all. So without further ado, I'd like them to introduce themselves to you. Who are you, special guest?
Hi, my name is Alexis Silver, and I teach band and drama at Sisler High School here in Winnipeg. And Miss Mama Kay is one of my favorite people in the entire universe. So there.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Of course, of course.
So can you let us know a little bit about how long you've been teaching and where you taught and all that?
Sure thing. This is my 18th year at Sisler High School. It was my first job. I got I got into the division because of Connie Turner. She was teaching at University of Manitoba when I was there. She was doing the concert band, and I was just about to graduate, and she said, hey, there's a maternity leave happening at Sisler High School. You should meet Trish Penner, who was our performing arts consultant at the time. And so I had a lunch with Trish, and I do not tell many student teachers this story because this just doesn't happen anymore, but the timing just happened to be right. So I met Trish. She said, hey, go get the pre-hire with Winnipeg School Division. So I did that, and I was pre-hired. And then I got Emily Friesen, who's a lovely friend of ours as well. Emily was going on maternity leave, so I just got kind of like booped right into that job. And then Emily and I had one fabulous year of team teaching together, which was dreamy. And then Emily had another baby, and then and that's when I just was able to take over the Sisler program entirely, and I've been there, and it's been awesome, really, really awesome.
And have you always taught the same amount of band versus drama, or how did that go for you?
Sort of. When I first started teaching, I think maybe the administration was wanting to ensure that I had a place when Em came back. So I taught a couple of extra classes, a couple of extra sessions of drama. And then when Em was back and we were team teaching, I had a band, she had a band, we team taught, we did noon hour sectionals together. I taught 2 sections of drama. She had, I think, psychology. And then when it became my job full time, we just sort of like I kept teaching. I'm pretty sure I was overtime for a bit, but not really, because some things weren't for credit at that time. And yeah, I have always taught band and drama, just different sections and different iterations of that at Sisler. Yeah.
And I know you have a really fabulous teacher that you team teach with also for drama. What is their name?
Leith Clark, the best. He is a theater darling in Winnipeg. He writes his own shows, directs at Fringe, acts. We were in a show together this summer, written by our friend Matthew. Yeah, he and I are like, we call each other. We used to call each other Mean Daddy and Nice Mommy, but now for sure it's Mean Mommy and Softy Daddy. Like, it's, yeah. But we've just had the most beautiful drama teaching relationship, and he's so good at what I suck at. And I know the kids love it, and I think they like that there's the both of us there too, which is awesome.
Well, you obviously love what you do, but how in the world did you
Yeah.
get there? What was your journey from baby Alexis to where you are now? How did you get into this crazy gig?
Baby Alexis was musical, I guess. My grandma paid for my piano lessons, and my uncle David played piano beautifully. And I remember sitting on an armchair, I think I probably would have been 4, and listening to him play. I'm pretty sure he was playing Moonlight Sonata. And I, like that little kid brain where you go like, I'm gonna do that. And then I started piano lessons and realized that it was going to take me a real long time to actually do that. And so I asked if I could quit. And then my grandma's very smartly, very savvy, very the great generation said, yes, you can quit, but you have to tell your teacher that you're quitting. And so I didn't. And then when I got to junior high and I did the instrument testing, they immediately put me on percussion because of being a piano, like a piano little kid. And then I saw somebody playing the flute and I said, oh, I want to play that. And then they didn't let me at first. And then I moved to St. Vital. So I had played percussion in my grade 7 band for about 2 months. And then my family moved from St. James into St. Vital. And I had Marlene Stephen, rest her soul. She was Marlene Treichel at the time. And she was my band teacher. And she said, what instrument do you play? And I said, the flute. So I totally lied to her. And then I thought like, oh, I have to learn how to play the flute. And so I kind of taught myself for the first week. And just, I just got a notification that I have a private comment for practice partners on Google Classroom. I will get to that later. Yeah, so I like basically taught myself very beginner flute. And then junior high was great. I played flute and percussion. And then when I went to Glenlawn and I had Graham Bruce and Bill Christensen as my band teachers and Marilyn Redekop as my high school choir teacher, there was just no coming back from that. It was obvious that music was going to be my life. My friends and I got to take what is called early bird classes, where we would go to school at 7:30 and we took like early bird math and early bird physics so that we could put all of the bands and all of the choirs into our schedules, because that's what you did. And there was never a minute where we would have been hanging out anywhere but the music room. Like if we had lunch, we were always in jazz band or something, but if we had a spare or we had any time during the day, we were in that band room. So at like 7:30 in the morning, we were in math or physics or whatever we could do to free up our schedule during the day. And then we were in like band and jazz band and choir and jazz choir. And then after school, we would go to wind ensemble or musical theater. And we lived at Glenlawn. We loved it. But then when I graduated, I thought, well, I love music so much. I can't possibly study it. It will kill the love for me. So I was an English major, and I did my English and theater degree at University of Manitoba. And I was just about to graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in English and theater. And I went back to Glenlawn and I cried in Bill Christensen's office. And I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want this degree. I don't want to do my master's. I don't want to do anything like that. He said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. He said, well, what do you love? And I said, well, I love band and I love kids. And he said, well, then go into music, you idiot. So I did. Yeah, that's there. Look at that. That was from like 4-year-old Alexis to 26-year-old Alexis. And now I'm only 29. So
that's what happens when you teach band. You stop aging.
Yeah, that's right.
That's really fantastic. Now, to the kids that are thinking about maybe going into music as a career, do you have any advice?
If you want to, do it, because there's always, my mom used to say this, there's always room for people who are good at what they do. It's so, even though like I prefaced how I got my job with saying like I rarely tell this story because it's so privileged. It's privileged. I got what I wanted, but the timing was right at that time, and I loved and love what I do, and I wanted to work hard, and I do work hard. And of course, if you can think like, no, I know I want to go into music, I know I want to teach music, or I know I want to be a musician, you have to do it. Because then I think you'll regret it if you don't, or find a way to keep music in your life. I have a couple students who are in music school right now. I have a couple of students who are taking music as their minor. And I have a couple students who are doing very different things, but playing in some of the ensembles at university, like staying connected. It all works. You have to find a way to make it part of your life.
I know you make it part of your life beyond the classroom. So can you share with us what maybe one of the strangest or more interesting gigs or jobs that you've ever had? And remember, it's a family show.
Sure. Like jobs, like one of the jobs I've had, or like
when you have a gig outside of your teaching day, or a group you've been involved with that way.
Sure. Well, I do, I do quite a bit of acting and directing and playing. Like over the past 18 years, over my career. So a weird one. I play in a band called the Mom Jeans, where I am the drummer, and there's a couple of my friends from Wolseley. My friend Heather, who's also a music teacher, plays guitar, and she's a wicked singer. And our friend Rachel, who's a photographer, she plays some serious ukulele and is a great singer. So yeah, we get together and jam, and play some house parties and stuff. So that's a weird way to stay connected to some music too, just to play some terrible Justin Bieber covers and some really good Eurythmics and stuff in an all-female
I'm embarrassed to say that I have never seen you perform in this group.
I'm very
may
glad
need to
that
hire
you
you for a backyard party this summer.
Yeah, maybe. We lost our lead guitarist. Katie moved to Vancouver, and yeah, so yeah, if we're allowed to party and be in social gatherings by the summer, you should for sure come and jam with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And any other last little tidbits of Alexis Silver wisdom, even not even as a music teacher, but just as a human being? Do you have any special words that you want to share with people who might be watching this?
For the kids right now, Mama Kay and I were talking about this before we hit record. Just be so super nice to yourself right now, everybody. But kiddos, just be super super nice to yourselves, and I hope you know that your parents or whomever is taking care of you are really really trying to, but everyone feels whatever they feel right now. Like everyone feels weird right now. And so be gentle on yourselves, be super nice to yourself, and try to be real nice to the people inside your house too. Yeah, that's it. Kindness. It's always the best thing to do.
Miss Alexis, I love you so much.
I love you, Mama Kay.
Thank you for taking time out of this weird day and this continuing weird time to connect with me. This is what's fueling me right now. So I'm giving you the biggest hugs and smooches from across the city via our computer screen. So thank you again.
Likewise, here comes my lips to kiss, a virtual kiss.
Bye.
Bye.